verses 1 through 8, 1 through 7, then I'm going to mention 8. Let me get into this and get out of your way. Very familiar, very familiar. But there are some things here I want you to hold on to for this year. And Elijah the Tishbite of the inhabitants of Gilead said to Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there shall be not dew nor rain these years, except at my word. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, get away from here and turn eastward, and hide by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. And it will be that you shall drink from the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed you there. So he went and did according to the word of the Lord, for he went and stayed by the brook Cherith, which flows into the Jordan. The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. And it happened after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. Verse 8, 9. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, arise, go to Zarephath. I'll stop right there. Then the word of the Lord came to him, saying, arise, go to Zarephath. You may be seated. I want to talk briefly from the subject this morning. Lessons from the Brook experience. Amen. Lessons from the Brook experience. As you have often and consistently heard me say, nothing just happens by chance in the life of a believer. I'll say it again. Some people say luck or whatever, but nothing in your life just happens. Because as parents or guardians, we always have an eye on those we love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When our children are knee-high, if you'll allow me to say it, a good parent, you may do whatever you may be multitasking if you're a woman in the house, but even though you're doing all this at the house, your mind is still, I need to know where my baby is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Even those of us are the guys, we may be in the yard, they out there playing. It's something that you could be doing, some all of a sudden, where's Johnny? Mm-hmm. Something about a parent or a guardian is that you always know where your loved ones are.
Yes, sir.
So in other words, God has fixed this so that whether you know it or not, you have a guardian angel. You won't see it or him until you pass. But God has assigned you a guardian angel. God has also given you his eternal spirit. Plus, God is everywhere at the same time. So in other words, if that being the case, how can something happen in your life that he don't know about? So in other words, nothing in your life just happens. But watch this. God is always in the background of your life, orchestrating events. You may think sometime that you may put money somewhere in a book or something, you forget about it, you thought it was you, but now God is always doing, feel like to say, some funny stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He has a way of orchestrating some things in your life that you never, ever knew. But he does it because there's a plan. Watch this. Now, since God is orchestrating events in your life, our job is to learn. Write that down. Your job in mine is to learn and mature along with the situations we're in. In other words, you got to change your way of thinking. Stop saying, Lord, why did you let this happen to me? And you need to be saying, Lord, what do I learn from this?
Yes,
y'all listen, I'm trying to help you for 2018. Stop saying, why so much negativity? And then say, Lord, what do I do now? Amen. Stop cowering down and standing up and saying, what meaneth this? Amen. Because when you say what meaneth this, you give God an opportunity to give you an explanation. Hallelujah. God let you go through it because he's trying to teach you something. Amen. That's why you don't hear me talk about receiving the Holy Ghost, because I know from my Bible you got it.
Yeah.
Your job is not to run around here trying to get something God gave you.
Amen.
God's concerned about you learning how to grow up. Isn't it strange? Those of us that have kids, we spend a large portion of our time training them to be able to make it in this world. Good God Almighty. Where do you think we get the parenting concept from? If we think it's important to train our kids, why do you think God is not trying to train you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's good preaching.
Yes, sir.
So we say, what do I learn from it? And am I to mature from it?
Yes, sir.
So in other words, let me help some of y'all right quick. I'm trying to get into the message. One reason you keep wrestling with the same situation, the same vices, because you have yet to face them and allow God's power to show you that you're over them.
Amen. Amen.
That's right.
Can I talk?
Talk.
Some things a prayer line ain't gonna cure.
Come on, man.
All right.
You preach.
Come on, man, dog.
God teaches us to be self-sufficient in Him, not totally dependent on somebody else.
You right about it.
I don't know about you, but we got 3 kids.
Uh-huh.
God blessed us. Ain't nobody came back, but if they do come back,
Watch out. Now.
what if they do?
Yes, Lord. No.
We are in total agreement.
Yes, sir.
And if we not, we gonna have words.
Uh-huh.
You got a time limit
Yes,
for
Lord.
being in this house.
Hallelujah. I told.
No. You got a time limit. Why? Because we've invested too much stuff in you.
Yes, sir.
This is a resting place,
Yes, Lord.
not an eternal rest stop. In other words, get yourself together, and get up out of here. Isn't it strange how I'm trying to go somewhere, but isn't it strange when you leave your mom in the house and you come back, your room seems smaller? The room didn't change, you just grew up. But if I outgrew my room in bed, why am I trying to go back to God anyway? Get out of here. Am I doing all right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
I ain't putting y'all to sleep, Alan.
No,
You
sir.
in there.
You ain't here.
Let me get out of here. So now, listen to this. Write down, learn, and mature. Everything that you encounter as a Christian, God knows it, and He's allowed it. But your questioning and your mindset has to change. Not why, Lord, but what do you want me to know?
Yes, sir.
Amen.
And then watch when you start saying, once He start talking to you, good God, that's in here. We always tell me, I want to hear the voice of the Lord. He don't talk like you think.
You right about it.
You want to hear the voice of the Lord, start complaining in your troubles. I don't know why, but anyway, you heard get about here.
Amen.
This is an example of learning. Have those who have children, have you ever noticed that when they were little, some of us just didn't mind spanking them, men? But when you get to a certain point with a child, a taller child, you know what? They come in the room, you think you're going to spank them, and all of a sudden you sit down on the bed.
Yep.
They like, wait a minute, where's the belt or whatever your instrument? If you're old school, where's the switch, the extension cord, ball step, 2x4, whatever the thing was. You walk in the room like, where is it? Then all of a sudden your parents sits down on the bed with you, you done messed up, and they said, what did you learn from your experience? And you are just shocked to the world. What in the world are you talking about? Because there comes a certain point in your child's life, you stop whooping them and say, what did you learn? In other words, son or daughter, if you didn't learn from nothing, you're bound to repeat it again. So learning is a valuable lesson.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about lessons from the Brook experience. This morning, lessons. First Kings. We went over before, but Kings. God, we had kings. The kingdom was divided. It had northern and southern kingdom. But our particular text today focuses on chapter 17 around the king Ahab and Jezebel. Now, King Ahab married Jezebel. We did a Bible study. Very, very not good woman, for the sake of words. Through her influence on her husband, she helped lead the nation away from worshiping the one true God to a plurality of God or many gods. So she helped influence him to lead the nation into idolatry. Since it's here, I might as well say it.
Say it.
It's not good, brothers. Brothers. So some of y'all won't come to Bible study. Brothers.
Amen.
We talked about this in Bible study. Brothers.
Yes.
you need to be the man God calls you.
Yes, sir.
It's good to listen to your wife, but your wife needs to line up with God.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Women, it's good to listen to your hubby, but your hubby needs to be talking God stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amen.
Y'all good, we'll be all right.
Amen.
So bottom line is they've led the nation to idolatry and God has got tired. So he says, you know what, I'm going to send somebody to deal with this idolatry situation. Chapter 7 opens up, 17, and Elijah the Tishbite of the inhabitants of Gilead said to Ahab, as the Lord God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there shall be not dew nor rain these years except at my word. Watch this. Elijah was a prophet. And we often hear it, but it's true. You don't hear anything about Elijah up until this point.
Amen.
He just pops on the scene. Now, there's not much relevant information about him, but he shows up. A point for you to remember. For the most part, in the Bible, whenever God is getting ready to bring a move or a movement, he uses a man or a woman.
Amen.
God will always raise up a person to do something great through.
Amen.
Now, there was like he said, he goes to Ahab and says, as the Lord of God lives. He gave Ahab a word, yes? He said, as he lives, ain't gonna be no dew or rain.
Amen.
This was a pronouncement and the first word. Now, a word, the first word was given to Elijah for Ahab
Amen.
in the form of a pronouncement. Ain't gonna be no dew nor rain. Now, this was an indictment against the fertility gods because they felt there were different fertility gods of rain and this and that. So his pronouncement of rain was a direct indictment of the gods that they worship.
Amen.
So in other words, he's saying no rain. He's saying no more rain.
Yeah.
God, he's really, the underlying message is, I'm going to show you my God is stronger than your God. You think the little gods control the rain. My God does. Can I help some of y'all?
Yeah.
Sometimes God will sit somebody say something. See, some people think that the casino is what really gives them their money, hypothetically. But God will sometimes let you know your means of making money, those are little gods. I'm the only true God.
Amen.
So watch this, verse 2. It's going to go quick. Then the word of the Lord came to him again, saying, I'm going to stop right there. The first word was for Ahab, right?
Amen.
Now look what it says. The A part of verse 2. Then the word of the Lord came to him. Now, God was talking to Ahab first.
Amen.
Now another word going to come is for him. We got to be able to distinguish when God gives us a word for somebody else and when God gives us a word.
Amen.
Y'all missed that too. Better wake up. Let me give you 4 things about God's communication right quick. It's going to be a Bible study down the line. Now, he spoke to Elijah.
Yes.
And the word of the Lord came. Watch this. In this situation, God told Elijah how. God speaks to us, number 1, in the spirit of your mind. You know how some people say, you hear things that God talks to you. He might not be like, hello. No. God will talk to you in the spirit of your mind. Number 1, God speaks to you through his word. Y'all might want to take notes. Number 3, he speaks to you through people. God speaks to you through wisdom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he also speaks to you through situations. So I had to let you know that he told Elijah where he could understand it. But God communicates with you. That's important for the message. Point. God communicates his direction in various ways. But we will be able to understand. The first lesson as we lead into this, I want you to understand. Now, Elijah was told something. First thing you need to understand, you need to learn how to follow direction.
Amen. You right about it.
Y'all quiet.
You right about it.
Look what he says. Get away from here, turn eastward, and hide by the brook Cherith. The first thing is you got to learn how to recognize God's voice. Then you got to learn how to obey God's voice. And that's a whole nother sermon by itself, because a whole lot of us don't want to obey what the Lord says. I find it so ironic. Men, I don't know what's wrong with y'all today, but it's on my spirit. It's basically you want the woman, you want the wife and the children to listen, but you don't want to listen to God. But anyway, isn't it strange, parents, how we want the kids to listen, but we don't want to listen to nobody?
Amen.
But he gave him some instructions. The first thing you got to understand, you got to learn how to follow instructions. It's not my will, but thy will. That's a hard pill to swallow, but you'll be all right when it gets down.
You feel better.
Now, he said, go by the brook Cherith. Number one, Elijah had to learn how to follow instructions.
Yes, sir.
Next thing is, I want you to hear something. Elijah's going to be in this predicament because he was in God's plan.
Amen.
You got to understand, there's a plan on your life. Now, he's going to go, he said, get away from here, go eastward by the brook Cherith. God specifically knows where he wants you and is in control of you and your environment. Here we go. Number one, he said, look here, y'all. He said, look, follow instructions. You need to understand he's going to be in this situation because he's in God's plan. He says, go by the brook Cherith. These are the points I want you to understand.
Okay.
Look at, get out of town. I need you to get up, get away. First of all, God will tell you to move. If you don't move, you're in the world of trouble.
Yes, sir.
He said, go away, go eastward. He didn't say west. God gives specific instructions. In other words, can I help some of y'all? If God has told you specifics, he don't need any help from you. God didn't ask you to think. He just asked you to follow instructions. Some of y'all flinching, I know, because the problem with many of us, we think we're grown, but you're still a child in the eyes of God. I have it bad for telling my children when to do something. I didn't ask you to think, just do it. God tells us the same way. Watch this. The first lesson, he's telling to go by the brook Cherith. The first lesson from the text we learn is in the name itself. Now, he said, go by the brook Cherith. The name Cherith means to cut or to cut off. In other words, no human contact. He says, go to the brook, go to the cutoff place.
Yes, sir.
Elijah has been cut off from people and everything. Can I help some of y'all? I wonder, Lord, why you give it to me now. See, because some of y'all have been by the brook. Some of y'all may be going to the brook by the brook, and some of y'all getting ready to leave the brook. But if you never learn the lessons from the brook, you're going to be in a world of trouble. So now he says, go to the brook Cherith. Go to the place of cutoff. What was at the place of cutoff? Absolutely nothing. Watch this. Some of y'all at the brook Cherith. Watch this. Elijah is in isolation and solitude away from men. He appeared, now he's being told to disappear. And God has put some of y'all by the brook Cherith where you find yourself isolated from people. Amen. Or people you want to be with. Let me put it like that for y'all. But watch this. Elijah is in isolation and solitude away from men. But he is in communion in the presence of God. God will sometimes put his people in what seems like isolation for the purpose of developing personal relationship with him. Sometimes God will cut folk off from you in order for him to talk to you. You might be by a brook Cherith. You wonder why some folk, I told y'all last week, I was going to preach this. If you don't cut them loose, he'll help you cut them loose. Why? Because there comes a time that God said, I'm tired of everybody else talking to you. I want to talk to you. Got to talk. I feel it this morning. Some of y'all are hanging with people that their voice is more influential in your life than God. It's bad if brother so-and-so or sister so-and-so don't say it ain't God ordained. But anyway, let me hurry up. Watch this. He has positioned Elijah to develop a personal relationship. You might be, by a brook experience, you find out you've been cut off. You seem isolated and can't move. You by the brook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The lesson is God is trying to say, I need some me time. What you want to talk about? us,
See?
your purpose,
Yeah.
instructions. Too many of you saying, what does God want me to do? When the last time you've been on your knees? Lord, what's the next move? How many times have you been after the heart of God? I think Psalms talks about, I think it's 42, says, there's a deer pants after the water brook. So does my heart after thee, O Lord. How many of your heart is really set after seeking the things of God? I don't know what the Lord wants to do, but how long are you on your knees? Are you praying in the morning, blessing your food, and going to bed, and that's it? Or are you sitting before the Lord saying, what will thou have me to do, O Lord? We spend time at computers, on the phone, on the cell phone, on the Xbox, and every other box, but how many of y'all are spending time on your knees? I know the question. You're not. That's why you're at the Brook to Rip. Because if you won't get on your knees, God will isolate you. So you got to get on your knees. I know I'm right. Got news for you. Some of y'all complain about where you've been cut off, but guess what? You closer to God now than you were a long time ago. Why? Because you're by the Brook to Rip. The first lesson is you got to learn that this is the nature, this is the name of the place. Cut off. But now look at this. Cut off. That reminds me of John. John talks about Jesus, I'm the vine. You're the branches. Every branch in me that bears fruit, he prunes it. He cuts it back in order to produce more fruit. Sometimes God puts you by yourself to cut away those jagged edges for the purpose of producing more fruit. Some of y'all will say, I want to go higher. That's why you're by the Brook to Rip of isolation. He's pruning some stuff from you. He's taking out the voices of others so you can hear the voice of him. Right, number one, the name of the Brook to Rip means cut off. Isolation. It can be a place of pruning. Told you before. Thank you. Some of y'all are holding up the train. What you mean? Has anybody been helped by this church?
Yeah, Lord.
I'm asking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That means that if somebody, and y'all know me, I'm not arrogant at all. But in other words, Kenny, I need you to develop.
See.
I had to put, see, I've been by the Brook.
See.
See, y'all ain't telling me that I've been by the Brook. See, I got to do the Brook. Because, see, I got some stuff down there I need you to do. But if you wasting time at the Brook, see, y'all was waiting on Better Way. So he had to get to a point that Better Way can come to pass. There's some ministry in y'all. So he put you by the Brook because there's some folk waiting on y'all. Feel it this morning. I can actually point y'all out, and that's good. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be funny. I feel this thing. I can come out there and touch you. Watch this. Number two, the nature of the Brook to Rip. The text said, go by the Brook to Rip. Then he says, hide. Whoa, wait a minute. Is that what it say? Go get away from here, turn eastward, and do what? Hide by the Brook to Rip.
Come on now.
The nature of the place. The nature of the brook was a hiding place. God was hiding Elijah. Why, Pastor? For two reasons. Number one, for protection and preparation.
Yes, he will.
He was protected, watch this, because of the pronouncement of the drought. Sooner or later, the water was going to dry up. After that, Ahab would send somebody to kill him. So God says, I need to hide you to protect you.
Amen.
Can I help y'all?
Help us.
Sometimes God puts you in a place to hide you.
Yes, sir.
To protect you from enemies known and unknown. Sometimes he'll hide you from enemies. Sometimes he'll hide you from yourself. All of y'all look like I'm funny. Elijah had an enemy. So God hid him at a place where Ahab couldn't find him. To protect him. There are some enemies. Some of y'all say, well, God, why you got me in this place with this person, or how come you got me over here? Because God is hiding you.
Oh, yes.
See, because there are some enemies of destruction
Yes.
that would love to get to you,
Yes.
but can't get to you because of where y'all. Can I paint a picture for you? It's interesting that if now in this situation a child may need to go home. If you're in a woman's in an abusive relationship, and all of a sudden you find out you end up at Aunt Susu house, and all of a sudden you say, "Why am I at Aunt Susu house?" See, because the person that wants to come to you can't get to Aunt Susu. So he actually placed you there to hide you for your own protection. Can I talk to y'all this morning? Some of us got some vices. I'm going to leave it right there. Some of us got some vices that we like to practice. But God hid you in a certain place so you can't practice or be in contact with the people and the things that want to hook up with your life. You bellyaching about where you are, but God might be hiding you. Pastor, I don't see that. Good. Watch this. He's here to a whole lot of folk. He hides you to protect you. But watch this. He hides you to prepare you. Watch this. Joseph was hidden in prison. He was hidden, but he was prepared.
Amen.
He learned how to rule running the jailhouse. He was hidden out of sight, but not out of mind. Just because you seem like you are doing nothing, you might be right on course for God. Just because you ain't in the limelight, don't mean that you won't eventually get there. But God hides you to protect you and to prepare you. That's what I learned about the gospel industry. Some people can sing very well and wonder, well, how come I ain't made it big? Because God's hiding you. Because there's too many vultures out there. They're going to exploit your gifting. So God will put you in a little small, insignificant church to keep you hidden. Some preachers get mad because they ain't arrived yet. But God will put you somewhere to keep you hidden. Because the wolves will exploit your gifting. God will hide you in order to prepare you. Moses spent a lot of time in the backside of the desert. He thought it was tending sheep. But no, God was teaching him how to be a shepherd. God will always prepare you in your hiding place. You say, Pastor, I'm in a place I don't want to be. It ain't where I want to be, but God is hiding you, but He's also preparing you. He's helping you overcome self. David had to hide from Saul in caves and mountains. Paul spent 3 years in the desert of Arabia learning scripture. God will hide you to protect you and to prepare you. Last point as we move into where we're going. We're ready to do communion. The last lesson that you need to learn is the provisions and teaching from the brook. He said, go to the brook Cherith. Hide yourself. He says, number one, because I have commanded the ravens.
Yes.
I read that it's not one, but the ravens. To feed you.
Yes.
He said, go by the brook Cherith, for I have commanded the raven to bring you meat and bread in the morning, and I need to bring you meat and bread in the evening. The provision. Right now by the brook. Number one, if you're there, you're isolated, God's pruning you. He's hiding you, protecting you from people, places, and things. But also He's trying to, the last lesson you need to understand is there are provisions He wants to teach you. Elijah knew the law. Watch this. God said, I'm commanding the ravens. I am ordaining and orchestrating ravens to do something for you at a set place.
Amen.
Now, if you went westward, the raven's not going to be there. So I have to teach you obedience. But watch this. God right there by the brook, the place that you don't want to be. God has ordained your provisions to meet you there. I don't like where I am, but that's where your provisions have been ordained to be. But watch this. He commanded a raven. This is what interesting. He commanded them, their time clock, to do a certain thing and go to a certain location. In other words, he went against nature. God will go against nature to make sure you provide for. Why, Pastor? To teach you he's a way maker. Watch this. I ain't through with this one yet. Watch this. You got to look at the command of the raven. Now let's look at the nature of the raven.
Come on now.
The ravens, or the bird at that time, ravens are scavengers.
That's right.
They are meat-eating birds.
Yeah.
They are the garbage cans of the airways.
That's right.
They eat roadkill.
Come on now.
In other words, they have a taste for meat. They like decayed food.
See what I'm talking about?
And y'all stand Mississippi like this, you ride some big old birds eating all the roadkill. Ravens.
Yeah.
Buzzers and all that. Listen what I'm saying. The raven is a meat-eating bird who likes to eat decayed food. Now, you also got to understand, God says, I'm going to use a dirty bird. Now, God is using a dirty bird because the law said that the raven was unclean. The raven is a scavenger because when Noah was on the water, he sent out a raven and a dove. The raven didn't come back because he could find the dead stuff on the earth. The raven was the dove was a clean bird. There was no place for him to put his feet, so he came on back. The raven is a dirty bird. But watch this. God is trying to he commanded the raven. See, first of all, too many of y'all are stuck on how your provisions come. It didn't come from the right source, so it can't be God. God is trying to teach Elijah, I know you know the law, but I'm providing through you, through means that you don't understand. That's why you walk by faith. You don't know where your blessing comes from. So many times you may have turned your blessing around because you didn't have on the right clothes, didn't have on the right shoes, didn't look right, may have had a gap between the teeth, hair might have been short. You turned your raven away because you looked for your provision, but you was messed up about the package. The nature of the ravens, watch this. God orchestrated ravens, not one, ravens to carry food. This is what I found interesting. Now, he wouldn't bring the man decayed food. It don't say nothing about him having to cook food or nothing. So somewhere, somehow, God had used a bird that is known for meat. Because he would know how to find meat. He found meat from somebody else's kitchen. They are scavengers, but they use scavengers for clean food. He took birds, took their nature, watch this, as I looked up the research, a raven will sometimes starve its young because it's so selfish. By nature, it's a selfish bird. But God has ordained selfish birds, meat-eating birds, to go find clean food and take it to my man's earth. God is trying to teach you your provisions are not right on 9 to 5. Contrary to popular belief, you don't make your own way. Your Bible lets me know, give us this day our daily bread. That's one of the lessons I think he's trying to teach. He was trying to teach Elijah. Now watch this. Ravens can only bring a certain amount. It wasn't for him to have an abundance at the brook. It was for him to be sustained. Just like manna in the wilderness. You had enough for the day. Why, Pastor? Because you're supposed to walk by faith every day. Yes, sir. We looked at the command of the raven. We looked at the nature of the raven. Looked at the use of the raven. These jokers now, we don't know. But God sent ravens. Somebody's cooking. You have to look at it as ordained because He's a meat-eating bird.
Yes.
But why did you can bring clean meat and bread?
See that?
He said, I would, look, watch this. Go by the Brook Cherith. That's going to be where your water supply is. But now I'm going to make sure you got food. Now I ain't going to just bring, I could have brought you berries. Good God, look at this. There are some birds that could have brought berries.
Amen.
But Elijah's sitting back like many of us. I'm on it by myself. And all of a sudden, 9 o'clock hypothetically, here comes my sandwich. I ain't had to work for it. GoWeather.com. Then all of a sudden at a certain time, well, God was teaching Elijah. Watch this. God commanded the ravens, but God was also teaching Elijah. At a certain time, by faith, he's like, I know my meal comes. Some of y'all got to learn by faith that you don't know when you'll have, but I know my provision comes. That's why he's trying to teach you about the Brook of Cherith. The Brook of Cherith is about teaching you to be dependent on God. The Brook of Cherith is about living day by day. Because as he supplies you day by day, you don't have to walk by faith day by day. Some of y'all say, I want to walk by faith. He's going to put the position you got to live by faith. Then you got to learn some lessons from the brook. What did he teach? Those are the provisions. What did he teach you? The dependency on the ravens taught him to depend on God. Sometimes God will put you in a place where you got to depend on him. Why, Pastor? Because it's going to be necessary for your future advance. The timing, the amount. God was teaching him. Why was he doing all of this, Pastor? Because he was going to have a showdown in a few years.
Come on now.
In other words, there's an ultimate purpose for you.
Yes, Lord.
But just like I'm working on Ahab on the outside, I'm working on you over here behind the scenes. Some of y'all, watch this. Some of y'all, I said earlier, some of y'all have been by the brook. And watch this. You've been by the brook a while.
Yes, Lord.
You saying, Lord, how come I can't do what I want to do? Why am I in this unmovable situation? Why is it that I'm only having enough? Because God's trying to teach you something by your brook.
Yes, sir.
The last thing is this, and that goes to verse 8. And it says a while. It say that after a while,
Yes.
the brook dries up.
Yeah.
Can I tell y'all something?
Tell it.
I didn't know why I preached this message so close since last time.
See?
But just talking about time last week, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
See, some of y'all, I'm believing, been by the brook like Elijah. See, but you do know brooks dry up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen.
Hey. Amen. Hey now.
So it says after a while, the brook dries up.
Yes.
But now, right after that, you go down to verse 8. We come that word again. Now I need you to go to Zarephath. Watch this. The same word that told him to go hide is the same word that told him to go to the next point. If you ain't heard no word, why you moving? Well, Pastor, I don't hear a word like that. The same, watch this. If it was a situation that got you to Cherith, it's going to be a situation that moves you from Cherith. The last lesson is the movement. Watch this. Seasons do change and dry up. There will always be activity or signs to let you know the brook is drying up. Each day Elijah was out there. That brook was running. But because there was no rain, that brook slowly, he started seeing, y'all ever seen the water down when it's real hot?
Yes, sir.
You start seeing all kinds of unclean. Good God Almighty.
Yes, sir.
Good God Almighty.
Thank you, Jesus.
As the water starts to evaporate, you see all kind of unclean stuff.
Yes, sir. You're right.
And you got Elijah by the brook. Now watch this. Good God Almighty. Thank you, Lord. If God didn't bring him dirty food, why do you think he's going to drink dirty water? He watched that thing dry up. And like many of us, we looking at, I've been here a long time.
Yes, Lord.
But now all of a sudden, the season has changed. It said after a while, it dried up. Watch this. When resources dry up, not the source, resources dry up, it's time to move. In other words, when the resource dried up,
Yeah.
they heard the voice of God said, it's time to move now.
Yeah.
Listen what I said. The resource was the brook. God is the source. God just chose no longer to supply sources to the brook. So in other words, if it's no more resources there, why are you there?
Hush.
Can I put it like this? When the money ain't no good, there's no more upward mobility, why are you still at the job? Take that from where to work. When the place that once refreshed you dries up, it's time to move. Can I help y'all with some people? Have you ever been around some people in your life that every time you went to them, they had a word for you and they uplifted you? But if you know that at a certain point in your life, you would go to them. Number one, you couldn't reach them anymore. When you did, it was like there was nothing there. It's time to move on. That was a brook for you at a certain time. No longer there. That person is time to move from. When the place that once replenished you dries up, it's time to move. When the place that once sustained you dries up, it's time to move. So this morning, I believe God wanted me to help you see and sum it up this way as I get out your way. If you've been by the brook, what have you learned from it? This is what you should have learned from your brook. No, you're not by a brook with running water. But God has sometimes put you in a place where you can't by yourself. All my friends left me. You had to cut off. Well, how come I can't move? I'm hiding. Some of my ladies, one reason you've not been found. God got you hid.
Amen.
Why? Because he's trying to prepare you to be found. He got you hid. It's about that bug is all right. You hid. But soon what he just say? It dried up. Time to move. God got a time for you to move out, and you gonna get found.
Amen.
If you don't take anything, remember this passage. Write those things down. It's a reason for you being by the brook. And when you learn these lessons, we'll talk about next week probably the next move. But you got to understand where you are. I think God is trying to give some people reason and rationale as to where you've been, so he can help you see where you're going. I am finished. At this time,